Okay, Edmund says, I'm finding it difficult to explain to a musician friend the difference between an instrumental and an instrumental cue. Other than structure, is there anything I could add? Yeah, I can make it really simple. Show him this. Look, talk to Laskow. He knows this stuff. I know this one. An instrumental is generally laid out structurally more like a song, like an intro and a verse, and probably a B verse or a pre-chorus, then a chorus, and then back to another verse, and then another pre-chorus, and then another chorus, and then a bridge, and then into the final chorus, which might repeat 2 or 3 times. An instrumental, no cue. Instrumental is basically that with the vocal pulled out. But as I've said before in other episodes, if you just pull the vocal out, it's going to sound like a rhythm track because now it's got chord changes in a fully produced track, but it doesn't have a melody. So if you were going to do that, then I would add back in what I call melody light. Not the full melody because, as I've said many times, it will sound like 101 strings or Ferrante and Teicher or elevator music by adding back what the vocal... Just think of Paul McCartney's song or the Beatles song Yesterday, when you've heard it in an elevator and they've got, like an oboe playing the vocal melody. It sounds hokey, right? But if you take a song and take the vocal melody out and just replace it with like whatever note would land on the downbeat, excise 75% of the notes out of the melody, and you've got what I would call melody light. That's an instrumental. An instrumental cue is generally shorter in timeline, and it's laid out differently. It's probably bangs right into the red meat, which I've explained before, is more like a chorus, and then it drops somewhere in the middle, probably not a hard, fast rule, but probably it builds up, and then breaks down, goes into like a middle 8 or a middle 16, which is kind of like a bridge. And then it comes out of that and it builds up, and then boom, goes for the big finish with a stinger ending on it, which means landing on the downbeat, most likely, landing on the tonic, and doing ta-da as an exclamation point. So there you go. Play your friend that, and Edmund, he will thank you for it, I hope.